do some questions and answers.
Please raise your hand.
Gentrification displaces low-income households. How can the new housing policy help people stay in their neighborhood where they have always lived? And will the city and federal government provide more money for housing, for households to improve their existing homes? Okay.
So I think it can happen in a number of ways. Certainly, when you look at some of the projects that we're even currently evaluating through our notice of funding availability, we're looking at multifamily projects that will be exempt from property taxes. Right? So through that exemption, we can help ensure that the units that they provide will be affordable long term. Right? Some of the other tools that we have in the policy include tax abatements and tax exemptions for specified groups, and I think those haven't been built out in terms of where they will be applied, but what we'll be looking at, because one of the things, for the folks who actually read the housing policy, you'll see there's some pages that are kind of thin, and if you look at like the neighborhood empowerment zones, that's an opportunity where wherever we identify geographies that those will be, that's where we can apply some of the tax abatements, right? So I think the tools are there, but it's going to take us a little more work to build them out.
This is another question for you, I think. How can funds from the housing policy be used to make homes affordable? Now, there's an example here. You want to hear the example? Okay. For example, if a house is listed for $200,000, but a family was approved for $150,000, can they receive $50,000 from housing assistance to make the home affordable?
Yes, so I spoke before about the Dallas Homebuyer Assistance Program. In its previous life, that program would offer $20,000 per home buyer for a newly constructed home, $14,000 for an existing constructed home. Under the new program, the assistance provided can be upwards of $100,000. Right? There are income limits. It's usually, I think it's between 60% area median income and 120% area median income. To be honest, this year the money that's allocated to the program is federal grant money, so we can't go any higher than 80% of the area median income. But more specifically, to answer your question, if the home is $200,000, the family qualifies for a first mortgage of $150,000, then the homebuyer assistance can cover the additional $50,000.
Thank you. I'm not sure who this should be directed to. Is there a creative way the city can require apartment owners to accept vouchers?
So I think that such a requirement is challenging. Right? When Myriam presented her research to City Council on Tuesday, one of the council members suggested such an idea that every apartment owner set aside, I think, 4 units of their project to affordable housing. Getting something like that approved is another story, right? What I will tell you, though, is that the city is working on a incentive zoning initiative, and what that does is for properties that are zoned to allow a certain density of units to be built on it. Let's say, for example, 100 units is what the zoning will allow to be built on the property. The incentive zoning says, okay, we'll let you go up to 150 units, right? Build it higher, build it wider, if you allocate a certain percentage of those additional units to affordable housing. And I think if we can build some momentum there, it'll certainly help. But to be honest with you, we still have a ways to go at different levels of income. Yes, sir. That's our newly built homes. Yes.
But if you're using public money, it ought to be for common good, public good.
So it's not.
Speak to that a little bit more.
So incentive zoning in and of itself is not using public money. These are privately built properties, but they're coming before the city asking for some flexibility in the density that they build on the property. And what the city is saying is, we'll give you that flexibility if you allocate some of the units to affordable.
You must network. You must network. You must call on Royce West. Royce West will be there. He has been. I think he should have done more, but I always think that elected officials need to do more for us. So I would hold his feet to the fire. I think that's a good place to start. And I think you're in that district. Am I correct? Yes. So I would say, and binding arbitration is another issue that Royce West understands. There's contracts. But organize your community. When someone that you know, and I know everybody here, somebody here, I bet everyone here knows somebody who ended up with a bad house. The only thing I can say that has worked is that those people who spoke up got their homes bought back. They didn't just get their homes bought back, they got some extra money in their pocket for what they went through. We didn't use attorneys, because it's the attorneys that they want you to go to silence you from using your voice. So organization is the most important thing you can do. Those who speak up got something done. Those who said, oh, well, I think I can get the builder to do it if I'm just nice to them. I can tell you it didn't work. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is, thank you. Why do residents not have first choice of the land bank versus the developer?
It's a developer.
But why? Why does he need us?
So number one, it's the statute. Number two, it really comes down to who can do something with the land, right? And for the city wants to, or the land bank wants to make sure that those that are receiving the lots have the experience, the financial wherewithal, and the capability of building a home on it, right?
That the resident want the land so they can build on it. So you can probably get a builder to get it so you can build on it.
Right.
Oh, the resident.
I mean, it comes down to who makes the laws and who influences the lawmakers, right? And I mean, just like Washington DC has the Tenant Opportunity to Purchase Act with money to go along with that and technical assistance to help tenant organizations form and buy their buildings so that they're not kicked out of their communities. I mean, you know, that's something that could be done wherever. And it's been brought up, I know I've raised the issue in the housing policy meetings about the land bank program, and first priority going to the residents who live in that community. But if if the underlying law says it needs to go to a builder, that should be
permissible. But when it comes down to constructing a home, that's left to the professionals.
Okay.